Sadakta msikilizaji wangu, karibu katika Gashi's Kama TV. The tallest man in Black Africa. Having learned out of strategies, having lost the battle, having been unable to solve the doctor strike, having been clueless after appointing an incompetent cabinet secretary, the arrows from the government administration are now pointing at Uhuru Kenyatta. They are now blaming Uhuru Kenyatta as the man behind the doctor strike. They are now saying that the doctor strike has taken a political angle. And this is after they realized that the doctors are so organized, and according to them, in fact, including Mutahi Gunyi himself, and you know now Mutahi Gunyi is an apologist of UDA, and you know that Mutahi Gunyi is the new propaganda machine for UDA. They are now saying that this organization, these strikes, are now taking a political angle, and they are meant to make William Samoei Ruto fail. And this is the same song, the same old script that they have been using. Anytime they fail, they start blaming Uhuru Kenyatta. Anytime they fail to achieve their objectives, including the lies that they have been telling to Kenyans. Anytime that Kenyans realize that hawa watu wamekuwa wakitupubaza, anytime Wakenya wanakuja kugundua kwamba haya watu hawana lolote ambalo wanaweza kuambia Wakenya hili ndilo ambalo tunalo. After realizing that the doctors are not relenting, after realizing that the doctors are so much determined, and after realizing that these people have no way of calling out their strike. And this is happening after I saw a number of people now joining the doctors. And one person I noted is one person who has been very, very active. This man living with disability, and it is very, very important that he joined them, and he's not the only one. The name has come to my mind. That is Ruben Kigame. Ruben Kigame joined them, and this is after he called out people to join the doctors. And I want to tell the doctors not to relent. I want to ask the doctors to continue their strikes. I want to ask the doctors not to relent and not to give in, because whatever they are asking for is valid. They have a valid case. Whatever they are asking for is the welfare of the doctors, their working conditions, no drugs in hospitals, no equipment. So whatever they are asking, even including that employing of the interns, is something that should be made by the government. And you cannot tell us that one member of parliament, because what we are having is that a salary of one member of parliament, in fact including an MCA, can pay 5 doctors or even 10 doctors. You cannot explain to me how an MCA can earn more money than a doctor who has spent many years eating books. And you cannot tell me that somebody who is operating the brain, cannot tell me somebody who is operating a fellow human being that can earn peanuts when our members of parliament are stealing from our coffers, telling us that they inherited empty coffers. That is why the doctor should not relent. That is why the doctor should move on. That's why the doctor should carry on with their strike until they achieve the changes that we actually need. Because look at it, we have our priorities upside down. You cannot tell me that the housing schemes, the housing project, the housing tax is more important than the doctor's issue. Because if Kenyans die, nani atakaa hizo nyumba? Ni maiti watakaa pale au ni makaburi? Kwa hivyo ni kumaanisha ni makaburi ambayo wanajenga. What are they constructing? Kwa sababu hizi nyumba, wakati ambapo wananchi wanazidi kulalamika kuna dawa, wakati ambapo madaktari wanazidi kulalamika wakisema kwamba tunataka hivi na hivi, tunataka zana za kufanya kazi, vifaa vya kufanya kazi, wengine hata stethoscope kupata, wengine hata kipima joto kupata, wengine hata ule uyoka, some hospitals hazina the x-rays, popularly known as uyoka. Hamna. And then you expect the doctors to call off the strike when they have a valid case. And then you start politicizing the issue because you are losing the battle. Another reason why they are politicizing this issue is because they have realized that the doctors are being supported by Kenyans. By the way, Kenyans are behind the doctors. And if you support the doctors, please like this video. If you agree that the doctors have a valid case, if you agree that the government should meet all the demands of the doctors, like this video. Because we cannot have a situation like this. Because now we are on our 10th day, still tunaona watu kina mama wakienda kujifungua pale, wakienda kujifungua tunampata wengine wakitatizika sana, and they are being referred to private hospitals. And you know, in private hospitals they pay a lot. You pay with your feet, you pay with your nose because you don't have money. Unapata tu unaingia tu pale jambo ambalo labda ungetibiwa katika hospitali ya umma bila kulipizwa chochote, you end up paying even 100,000. And when you look at the kind of CS who is actually leading this negotiation with the doctors, look at these CSs, most of them are clueless. I've looked at Susan Nakumicha. Sasa Susan Nakumicha sijui alitolewa wapi. Susan Nakumicha sijui ukimchunguza kwa udani utaona kwamba she leaves a lot to be desired. You see incompetence in her. You see somebody who is trying to tell Kenyans that the government is going to face the doctors head on and the doctor are going to surrender. This is wrong. This is not the way to approach professionals. Because if Nasema Nakumicha, if she feels ill, ataenda tu kwa madaktari. Even William Samoei Ruto, ikiwa ataua wakati kama huu, atajipata mikononi mwa daktari. Madaktari wetu ni watu ambao wanafaa kulipwa vizuri sana. Madaktari wetu ni watu ambao mambo yao yanafaa kuangaliwa vizuri sana. Because just like we have ignored the doctors for long, we have ignored the teachers, we have even been lying to the policemen that we are going to increase their salary. We have not been able even to increase the salaries of policemen. And yet we promised them that once we took over the government, that we are going to increase their salaries. The teachers are also crying that their salaries are meager. Their salaries have not been increased. The last time their salaries were increased is when, I understand, Mwai Kibaki was in office. So you cannot keep here on lamenting, saying there is no money, whereas you are collecting a lot of money. This government is collecting a lot of money. Kenyans are paying a lot of money in form of taxes. Mama Boga analipa, mtu wa parachichi analipa, mtu wa mkokoteni analipa, mfanyikazi analipa, aliajiriwa na umma na aliajiriwa na makampuni ya kibinafsi analipa. And you cannot now come here and start telling Kenyans that there is no money. Kuna pesa. Pesa ni nyingi sana. And you cannot tell us that there is no money when you are on top of roofs of vehicles campaigning, when you are on choppers moving from one place to the other. You cannot tell us this. You cannot tell us that there is no money when corruption is the order of the day. When we have policemen collecting bribes every now and then. You cannot tell us there is no money. You cannot tell us there is no money when KRA is collecting a lot of money. Where is this money going? So let us have the doctor's case addressed. Wache masilahi ya madaktari yangaliwe. Let us not start this propaganda of trying to bring the shenanigans of Uhuru Kenyatta. Uhuru Kenyatta retired as far as we are concerned. And the last time I checked, Uhuru Kenyatta was at peace with himself. Uhuru Kenyatta had no issue with this administration. Yeye kazi yake ni kupumzika na kutangamana na wananchi. Kazi yake sio kwenda pale ati jambo likiwalemea wakati ambapo kimaumana sasa mnaanza kumlaumu Uhuru Kenyatta. Let Uhuru Kenyatta not be the punching bag. Uhuru Kenyatta is a former president. He retired and handed over power to William Samoei Ruto. So let William Samoei Ruto govern. Let him solve these problems. And where is he? Because all said and done, the buck stop with William Samoei Ruto. Please like this video in support of our doctors and have a blessed weekend ahead. Bye.